Hi, today I'm going to talk about Yes and their 1983 US top hit, Owner of a Lonely Heart. Now, Yes is very often referred to as being a progressive rock band, prog rock. And that is true. Normally, progressive rock has very little to do with modern pop or modern rock music. It's very often a bit more experimental in the sound, and it's not as easy to listen to as most radio hits. Many songs on a progressive rock album are 10, 15, maybe even 20 minutes long. In fact, in the good old days of the vinyl album, a song could easily last a whole side. And each track on an album would then be like a chapter in a story, and the whole album would then tell a longer story. But in the early 80s, I guess there was a shift in the music industry. Some top executives started demanding more approachable, more easy to listen to kind of songs that were suited for radio airplay. And that was around the time when guitarist and songwriter Trevor Rabin, he joined Yes and started to kind of influence the sound rather heavily, which some of the previous diehard fans really did not like. And still to this day, there's much debate on the internet on which era is the best Yes era. But anyways, Trevor Rabin was in the band for about 10, 11 years, and within that time frame, Yes had a completely different sound. Nowadays, they're not back to the original sound because they constantly evolve, but it is not as radio friendly as it used to be back in his days. Owner of a Lonely Heart. Now, immediately when you hear the first seconds of the song, you have a very strong and very catchy guitar riff, which is the foundation throughout the whole song. That riff can in fact be heard. It's kind of the backbone of the song. And you have melody, melody, melody throughout. It's fantastic. It's one of the most melodic pop rock songs of the early 80s. It's in my opinion, it's a cornerstone of modern pop rock. And the craftsmanship from all the musicians that had, up until this time here in the early 80s, they'd been playing for years, for decades together. This was something that they really, truly mastered. And to me, it was a refreshing new sound of top-notch quality in modern pop rock that I truly welcomed. Owner of a Lonely Heart was kind of my introduction to Yes. And later on, I also became a fan of their earlier stuff, the more hardcore progressive rock stuff. But I guess I still kind of prefer the Trevor Rabin era and all the albums that came in that period. I strongly recommend that you listen to all the Yes stuff that is out there. They're still very active. They're still making music. So go and find them on iTunes, Spotify, or whatever service media you use.